how the message Jerry Jones got through all this. He legitimately feels what he's saying there, that somehow he got duped, even though this is all part of the process. You negotiate with an agent. So, look, the Cowboys are telling me that they are, they still have no plans to trade Micah Parsons. They have gotten multiple inquiries on him. There is a lot of interest league-wide in potentially doing a deal, but sources there tell me that they still expect by week 1 at some point they can get a deal with Parsons. Even someone over there related it to Nick Bosa a few years ago, the star pass rusher. He got a deal done like a Tuesday or Wednesday midweek before the first game. Came back, was a little rusty. Like, they're prepared for this to bleed out for the next couple weeks, see where it goes. But I haven't talked to anybody there who expects him to be playing in another uniform. It's just they have run every play in the playbook as far as sticky negotiations, the trade request, the scrubbing of social media, the agent going buck wild. I mean, everything possible has happened. They still believe somehow they can reach a deal. But they got an uphill battle, though, at this point.
You're right about that. Obviously earlier this month, even on that Netflix documentary, Jerry Jones said the Cowboy is a soap opera 365 days a year. And they've certainly got one here with the Micah Parsons situation. Jeremy, stay close. More from you in a moment.
The Bears head to Kansas City tonight, and both Caleb Williams and Patrick Mahomes will start and play in their final preseason game. Williams only played 2 series against Buffalo last week, albeit against their backups. But tonight, he'll face the Chiefs starters. And we're fortunate enough to be joined by our starter, Bears reporter Courtney Cronin. And Courtney, Ben Johnson said he was going to test Caleb Williams more than he has ever been tested in his entire football career. So how has he handled the challenge so far this preseason?
There have been days where it's felt like he's taken a couple steps ahead and a couple steps back. And Ben Johnson said that that's normal for a young quarterback learning a very complicated new offense. But this week, he said he's been locked in, and that's coming off his best stretch of practice, the last 3 days going into the Buffalo game, and then what you saw there from Caleb Williams in the first-team offense at Soldier Field. What really impressed Ben Johnson was that they start out at the 8-yard line, and they don't blink. Obviously, that's not great starting field position, but Williams was calm. He operated under center. He operated in the shotgun. He was able to go through his reads, throw with timing, anticipation. He flipped the protection at the line of scrimmage. He made checks. He did all the right things that Ben Johnson has been asking him to do all throughout training camp. And I was curious. I asked Caleb Williams, how different is your head coach on the headset in games versus practice? Because that was his preseason debut. He said he's much calmer in games than he is in practice when he's trying to get a lot out of him. And he noticed that specifically. He had the earpiece on later in the game when he was out. He noticed Ben Johnson not even blink. After a long review challenge before a 4th down call, went in, gave it to Tyson Bagent, said go for it. And he said that gives the quarterbacks confidence when it's relayed that clearly to them.
That's a message to our producers. You hear that when you're talking to us in our ear?
Make it clear.
It makes us better as well. Now, in Caleb Williams' 13 snaps that spanned 2 drives, he was 6 for 10 for 107 yards and a touchdown with a 103.6 passer rating. Now, Caleb and the first teamers will get their final reps tonight in Kansas City against their starters. So what is Chicago's plan heading into the finale?
Ben Johnson said to be determined how long starters will play. I would imagine it'll mirror something what Kansas City does because they too are playing their starters. But 2 drives for the starting offense last week, 1 series, quick 3 and out for the defense. They're trying to get their feet wet. They're trying to make sure they're comfortable with the operation. It's still getting out of the huddle with the play call clearly delivered to his teammates, getting to the line of scrimmage with enough time to diagnose everything. And I think what I mentioned earlier about him going under center, that's what the team wants to see more of. Does he master that the way that they want him to? We saw him take a 7-step drop, Scooby, from under center. That doesn't happen that often in today's NFL. So being able to see more mastery of that, more comfort with that, more comfort with the overall operation is what the Bears are looking for from Caleb Williams in the starting offense in tonight's game.
This is literally one of the most exciting teams to watch this season because this is a generational talent we talked about when he was getting drafted out of college. Courtney, thanks for coming on and hanging out with us. Appreciate you. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are among the Chiefs starters. We'll see on the field tonight what to expect. Plus, one-on-one with Mahomes coming right up.
Oh, it's going to be lights, Cam, action for Cam Ward and the Titans in their preseason finale. Titans host the Vikings tonight. Last tune-up for the #1 overall pick. Ward's only played in 5 series so far in the preseason. His last game, a little erratic. Just 2 completions, 7 attempts for 42 yards. Tennessee would like to see more. So let's go out to Nashville. Our NFL national reporter, Lindsey Thiry, is there. Lindsey, you talk to everybody outside of that facility about Cam Ward, and they say the same thing. Football's everything to Cam Ward. But my question is, where is his growth with his offense going into tonight in this preseason tune-up?
Brian, Cam Ward says he's real close to fully understanding this Titans offense and playbook. He says the key right now is to just getting more reps so he can be even more dialed in to the scheme, the protections, and the needed route adjustments. Now, what's helped him get up to speed has been his constant dialogue with his receivers. Ward says he's constantly telling them where he needs to be, what he expects out of them, and in return, his receivers are telling him what they need out of their quarterback. And keeping with the theme of communication, that same type of communication is happening with Ward's coaches. He says he even receives some late-night texts explaining what he needs to be doing better or what they're seeing on film that he can continue to work on. As for tonight, what we can see from Ward, Coach Brian Callahan says starters will certainly play. It's to be determined how many series they will be out there for. Ward says tonight his emphasis will be playing fast and getting in and out of the huddle.
And obviously progress as well. Cam Ward just 7-15 for 109 yards. No TDs in limited action so far in the preseason. So Tennessee will be taking on the Vikings. Then you've got J.J. McCarthy. Look, he's going to sit out for this game, and you won't see him take any snaps until week 1 of the regular season. So what can you share about what his progress has been with this Minnesota offense, considering this will be his first full season and obviously first full season as a starter as well?
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell's a bit of a quarterback whisperer, and he has been very conscientious about his practice plans for J.J. McCarthy. O'Connell really emphasizing that he does not want to overcoach his young quarterback. He really wants him to be able to test his natural instincts, but he also has to balance that with preparing McCarthy for an actual game. As for McCarthy, he says his confidence is high, in fact, as high as it's ever been, and that's in part because of the players and the coaches that he's surrounded by. One of those players recently returned to practice, receiver Justin Jefferson, has been a guy who McCarthy's been able to lean on, especially in the film room. Jefferson has been emphasizing that when you're watching a defense, you can see what they're doing all week, but on Sundays or on game day, you absolutely need to prepare for what you're not seeing on film, because a defense, a good one, will switch it up to give you looks that you have never seen before. And Brian, as far as